Right, I'm having a quick test ride on a Ducati Scrambler, and it's a lovely day, so it's a really good day for it. I've just put some fuel in it, and we've just been quick little blast up the dual carriageway, and it certainly goes very nicely. It has the feel of to me straight away, it reminded me of my Yamaha DT trail bike from the 1970s, but obviously it's so nimble and light. When I say that, the resemblance, it's just kind of sitting on it, I think, oh yeah, this was like my DT. But I mean, obviously that was a 125, it was my first bike sort of thing, and that had no go in it at all, but the feel is the same. The lightness, it feels, yeah, it's very, very nice. It's just so, I mean, comparing it to the NC, which is very planted and a nice bike, pleasant bike to ride, this is just lighter, and you can just, you know, you just feel like you can chuck it all over the place. I feel like I could get off it and just pick it up and turn it around in the road sort of thing, you know. It just feels that light. I noticed also at slow speed, it's got quite a low centre of gravity. It doesn't feel, I'm in the wrong gear here. I drove over to the garage to get the test ride on the Harley Sportster, and it doesn't feel anything like a Harley Sportster. Yeah, it's got that real small bike feel to it. Right, just stopped. I'm going to turn around and go back in a minute, and just stopped. The room as all sounds alright, not particularly loud, thankfully. I'm not really into loud anymore, so it's okay. Sounds alright. Got a nice little popple there. Right, let's just switch off. Have a very quick look at it. Well, I've got to say, I'm mightily impressed. It really has got, I didn't film it, but I just overtook some slower traffic and bicycles and things, and the response is superb. And even at slow speed, I have not trouble with the jerkiness on the throttle that I've heard other people say about at low speeds or something. It seems really good to me, but then I'm not hypercritical about these things. And the clutch doesn't seem heavy to me either. I was very worried about that after what Irish Rover had said about it, heavy clutch. I don't find it heavy at all. Whether it's just his model, his particular bike he was trying, I don't know. But I don't find it harsh or heavy. Really like the kill switch, which is covers the starter button and then plops up again. I quite like that. I'm not so keen on the indicators. I don't feel as good as the Hondas, the Japanese ones. Not so positive. I'm not quite sure that they're going. I have to kind of look at it. I'll probably get used to it. And generally, I don't know, that flasher switch looks a bit Mickey Mouse to me, to be honest. And I'm not over keen on the whole speedo arrangement. I'm in full sun now, and I can see it, but it's you know, there's not things that would stop me from buying it, to be honest. There's just things that I think, it's not that great. But it's lovely to ride, and it really does give me that feeling of those old trail bikes. I used to ride mates ones and things, and it's just, but a million times better. It just has that kind of feel. I remember sitting on, I've never ridden a Monster, but I remember sitting on a Monster and having that same sort of feeling, with quite wide bars and not much bike in front of you or underneath you really. And I'm not sure about the seat. I've not gone very far in it to tell, but I know people have said it can be a bit harsh, and I suspect it would be perhaps after a while. But it depends on what use you're going to give it, isn't it? You know, it's not really meant to be a touring bike. It's for me, it would be a kind of nipping around the town or out in the countryside or down the coast sort of thing, and not major distances, so I don't think it would really worry me greatly. But yeah, there it is. It's not a review, it's just my initial feelings about it after riding it about 10 miles, and I'm going to turn back and go and try a Yamaha MT09 now, to kind of compare the two, because that's another bike I was interested in, and see how that feels. Can't remember what gear I'm in. I'm not counting. I think that's 6th now. It's another one. Yeah, we're in 6th gear. Still plenty of go, even from 6, from about 40 miles an hour. Just feel the push. That's not bad at all. Right, let's remember to count gears. So that's 5, 4. Yeah, it's well, it's enough for me. I guess that rim's exhaust gives you that nice sort of, I love that sound as you roll off the throttle. Oh yeah. On to the MT09 now, Yamaha. Literally popped off the Ducati and onto this, which is what I wanted to do because I wanted to get the difference sort of thing straight away. Yep, what we're doing, 6th gear. Yep, that's got some pull on it. Okay, oop. Clutch a little bit sudden there. Ooh, got a sort of growl with it. It feels like a 125, this thing to me. It feels so small. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's got a bit of pull on it. Oop, oop. Bumps, going over the bumps. Yeah. Cuts with those okay. Wow. I think it's slightly perhaps higher up than the Ducati. Certainly not as tall as my NC750X. Oh yes, the seat's a bit lower than the NC750X, definitely. Not much. You can see perhaps why you would want a louder exhaust on this, because that sort of, I don't know, I call it a turbine-y sort of effect at the engine, it sounds like. It's very nice indeed. Lovely config. Oh, hello. Right, it's okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd put it in A mode. I thought it was in standard mode, but it seems to be in A mode now. It doesn't feel too frightening to me, so I think we'll leave it there. I don't think I'm perhaps the greatest judge of bikes really, because in lots of ways it feels very similar. Now this is all a bit of subjective, I know, because of the power difference, and to me though, I think the Ducati had enough power for me, and I suspect that I wouldn't make use of the extra power that this has got for myself in general day to day. That was in 4th gear. Yeah, it feels, I must say, this feels a lovely bike. Standard exhaust on this one. Sounds very nice anyway. I know there are aftermarket ones, and Yamaha are doing a deal in the UK where they put a louder exhaust on. I'm really impressed with it actually. It's in some ways feels the same as that light, flickable, great kind of backroads bike, twisty lanes, and to say that the differences are fairly subtle between the two in some ways. I think it just has a softer feel to it, a softer edge to the steering. I wouldn't say it's vague, it's just sort of, I hesitate to use the word spongy, it just doesn't seem quite so direct. Apart from that, it's really nice. I still can't really, there's not much to choose between the two. Gosh. Wow. I think the suspension on this is more compliant, not quite so harsh on the back. As I say, difficult to tell between it. We're talking about the Scrambler. Better the suspension feels to me straight away than say the NC 750X that I normally ride. I'm not even going to mention the Harley. As I say, just not quite as direct as the Ducati. God, I'm in a 40. I just want to open it up. I'm in 6th gear, and I thought, wow, you know, there's so much pull even in 6th from those sort of speeds. It's a remarkable engine, this, I think. I mean, I've got nowhere near exploring its full potential. But I suspect it's actually got more than enough, more than I would ever need, or be sensible for me to ride on. You know, I'm a slow old git anyway riding a bike. Right. Anyway, yeah. God, it's really hard to choose between the two. If I had to pick one that I prefer, I'd just have to give it a lot more thought. I'd probably have to try. Come on then, baby.